This video is aimed at people who are new to mindfulness, or for those who have tried it and found it difficult, and perhaps have stopped using it as a result. The video also covers things like mundane task or attention training, and looking at how mindfulness fits in with these topics. The video will end with an exercise on mundane task focusing and how you can use this to increase your attention levels. The outcome should be that you feel better, able to concentrate on what you're doing, meaning you can have more enjoyment from what you're doing, and it should also contribute towards a reduction in worry and anxiety. Have you ever noticed that when you are doing something quite familiar and repetitive, like driving your car or hoovering, that you're often miles away thinking about something else? You may be thinking about positive plans for the future, worrying about an upcoming event, or thinking about any number of things. In either case, you are not focusing on your current experience, and you're not really in touch with the here and now. This way of operating is often referred to as the automatic pilot mode. Mindfulness is the opposite of automatic pilot mode. It's all about experiencing the world firmly in the here and now. It offers a way of freeing yourself from the automatic and unhelpful ways of thinking and responding. By learning to be in mindful mode more often, it is possible to develop a new habit that helps to weaken old, unhelpful and automatic thinking habits. For people with emotional problems, these old habits can involve being overly preoccupied with thinking about the future, the past, themselves, or their emotions in a negative way. Mindfulness training in this case does not aim to immediately control, remove, or fix this unpleasant experience. Instead, it aims to develop a skill to place you in a better position to break free of these unhelpful habits that are causing distress and preventing positive action. The first major element of mindfulness involves observing your experience in a manner that is sensing rather than thinking. A natural tendency of the mind is to try and think about something rather than directly experience it. Mindfulness aims to shift the focus of attention away from thinking to simply observing thoughts, feelings, and bodily sensations with a kind and gentle curiosity. This aspect of mindfulness relates to noticing the very fine details of what you're observing. For example, if you're observing something like a tangerine, the aim is to describe what it looks like, what the shape is, colour, texture. You might place a descriptive name on it, like orange, or smooth, or round. The same process can also be applied to emotions, heavy or tense, for example. An aim of mindfulness is to allow yourself to consider the whole of your experience without excluding anything. Try to notice all aspects of whatever task or activity you're doing, and do it with your full care and attention. It is important to adopt an accepting stance towards your experience. A significant reason for prolonged emotional distress relates to attempts to avoid or control your experience. When being more mindful, no attempt is made to evaluate the experiences or to say that they are good, bad, right or wrong, and no attempt is made to immediately control or avoid the experience. Accepting all of our experience is one of the most challenging aspects of mindfulness and takes time to practice and develop. Bringing a kind and gentle curiosity to one's experience is one way of adopting a non-judgmental stance. When observing your own experience, a certain level of effort is required to focus your attention on only one thing at a time. from moment to moment. It is natural for distracting thoughts to emerge while observing, and therefore there's a tendency to follow and chase these thoughts with more thinking. The art of being present is to develop the skill of noticing when you've drifted away from the observing and sensing mode into thinking mode. When this happens, it isn't a mistake, but just acknowledge that it's happened, and then gently return to observing your experience. Mindfulness is a skill that takes time to develop. It isn't easy, and like any skill, requires a certain level of effort, time, patience, and ongoing practice. Mindfulness can be taught in a number of ways. Meditation is one of the key techniques used in mindfulness training, but it isn't the only technique. One option other than meditation is mundane task focusing or attention training. With mundane task focusing, the goal is to gradually practice sustaining your attention on a mundane activity, giving your attention a good workout. Have you noticed struggling to concentrate on things you've managed to do in the past, or perhaps previously enjoyed? It's common, for example, for people who've previously enjoyed reading to feel unable to concentrate to read more than a page or two before their attention wanders and they don't realize what they've been reading. This often leads to people deciding to stop doing something they've previously enjoyed. The brain's a little like many other muscles that have become less effective. They can be re-strengthened, but need a bit of a workout to get there. And in this case, this is achieved through attention training or mundane task focusing. The good thing about mundane task focusing is that you're not having to do anything extra in your day. It's just about changing the way you pay attention to the things you're already doing. Take a moment now to think about the various everyday routine tasks you do that you could use as an opportunity to exercise your attention. Examples could include washing the dishes, hanging out the washing, gardening, taking a shower, hoovering, eating a meal, brushing your teeth, going for a walk. The list could go on. Write them down so you can refer back to them when planning your attention workout. Pick one of these tasks for your first attention workout and record the task and when and where you will do it on a piece of paper or in your diary. Now start the task without intentionally trying to work your attention. You may wish to gauge your pre-workout attention levels by rating the percentage of your attention that is currently focused on yourself versus the percentage focused on the task in hand. When thinking about the focus on the self, think about things like thoughts, bothersome symptoms and sensations or feelings. Now, whilst continuing with the task, you can officially start the attention workout. Each time you notice your mind wandering off the task, anchor your attention back to the task by focusing, without judgment, on the following. Touch. What does the activity feel like? And what is the texture like? Is it rough or smooth? Where on your body do you have contact with the task? Are there areas of your body with more or less contact with the task? Sight. What do you notice about the task? What catches your eye? How does the task appear? What about the light, the shadows, the contours, the colours? Hearing. What sounds do you notice? What kinds of noises are associated with the task? Smell. What smells do you notice? Do they change during the task? How many smells are there? And taste. What flavours do you notice? Do they change during the task? What are the quality of the flavours? You don't have to actually write the answers to these questions. Simply use the questions to help you become aware of the sensory aspects of the task that you could focus on during your attention workout. These sensory aspects can be used to anchor your attention back to the task in hand. Once you've completed the mundane task focusing activity, you may wish to re-rate how much of your attention was self-focused versus task-focused, and think about what you've learned from completing the activity. Try to plan to focus on a particular activity each day and gradually increase the time spent on the activities and the difficulty. You can use the list of tasks you've written to help with planning of the activities each day. It's well worth repeating activities you've done previously and to continue to rate and re-rate your self-focus versus task focus. Compare the results as you go along. This will become a powerful way of helping you to monitor your progress. Don't be disheartened by a lack of progress. The up and down nature of things is of course normal, but it can be helpful to reflect on this and to notice where we're making progress and where we've perhaps had a setback. And it can maybe help us to refocus the next time. Perhaps helps us to realize the things that are easier to focus on another. And it may be worth giving particular attention to certain types of activity. Good luck with everything, and thanks for listening.